comes to listen, the coach is ultimately to blame. But we can't give the player a pass.
Hold on.
Tony Fields failed at his job.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
You go back to the classic line. Who ordered the code red?
Yeah. Gee, I don't know.
I ordered the code red.
You can't handle the truth.
Right?
Are you saying you don't blame Tony Fields?
No.
He's on the field.
No.
Yes, he gets blamed too.
No. Here's why I don't. Because if I'm the head coach, if I make the right call, he's nowhere near the punter.
I ordered the code red.
I ordered the code red. And here's the thing. And if people say, well, that was Prefer. That was Prefer who called it, and it had nothing to do with Kevin Stefanski. That's a lie. I've been on punt block, and I've been on punt return. When they get there, he says right here, when the camera's on them at fourth down, they say, Coach, what do you want? Mm-hmm. We want to return this up. You want to go get it. He tells them whatever he's going to do.
So you're giving Tony Fields a pass.
Here's what I'm telling. Here's what I'm saying to you. If I am the coach and I understand situational football, I'm not going to give someone an opportunity to even do that.
Gee, I agree with you. I think it was a bad call, and I think Stefanski could get blamed alone, especially as coach. But there's no way I give the player a pass. Brad, you just said before, can't two things be true?
Yeah,
the coach sucked in the owner. The player's an idiot. He ran into the freaking kicker.
I don't care. I'm not giving the player a pass. But
players get a pass.
This man over here is
that
responsible.
little interruption was brought to us by Cleveland Whiskey because sometimes when
he literally tackled the punter. What a
your leg
dumbass.
slips a little
They're
bit.
both responsible.
Cleveland Whiskey,
The
the Christmas ale, now
players not
available. Pick your
absolved of any
bottle up today.
responsibility.
Remember, drink responsibly. Cleveland Whiskey.
And by the way, Jason, his excuse that it's only his fourth NFL game is a stupid one because the guy's been on the team for 2 years.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
But he's been on the team.
But
he plays at Ohio State.
I've been in enough sports. When is the player ever excused? The player is never excused.
Never.
Well, she's giving him a pass.
The players get eviscerated by the fans and everybody. He's never excused.
Tony, this is my thing. When these dudes are on special teams, you know they're not top-like players, right? You get what it is. That's like saying, you know what, I'm going to get a house, but I'm going to get a house with a chandelier and 5 different arching rows, and you got a kid that's 2 months old, 1 month old, and 3 years old. You buy this beautiful house, and your bedroom is right on the bottom floor, and all the kids' rooms up top. And then you confused when they fall off the banister.
Players play.
You fell off the dog.
Play. They got to make plays.
It's like buying a white sofa with 3
kids. You can't run into the freaking kicker.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Now, here's the funny thing about this. We're killing Fields. We're killing Prefer. The game is a game of inches.
Thank you.
If he gets his hand on that and we score a touchdown, the game flips and we win, and they say that was the epicenter play. That's what I'm saying. It's an accumulation of doing all the little things, and this team just doesn't have that element to it. They are not doing all the little things that the Philadelphia Eagles are doing, that the great teams are doing. And ultimately, who's responsible? Everyone's responsible. The players are responsible, but ultimately, you can't fire 53 guys.
That's right.
It goes back to the coach.
Of course.
This is his team and his footprint,
Agreed,
and a lot
Jay.
of that has to go back to him as well.
Agreed, 100%.
Totally agree. I totally agree with that.
If every bad play we say, Kevin's to blame, Kevin's to blame. No, that's boring. We have nothing to talk about.
It's always somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, look, if Deshaun Watson throws that seed on the corner route and it works, nobody's questioning Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski's a genius.
You mean Brissett?
Brissett.
Yeah, right.
If Brissett throws a seed,
I still would have killed him.
I still think it was a terrible call.
You dodged a bullet.
But we wouldn't have complained
as soon
about
as
it.
he let go of that ball, it was like, oh my God, what is happening?
He tried to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm going to put my sneak quarterback in and then try to throw a trick.
But Jay, you said you heard in the locker room that he had the option to run, right?
Well, he did, but they didn't like. So do we want to do this now?
Yeah.
Are we ready for this?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so the 4th and 1 call, obviously, that everyone's been talking about, and it blew my mind too. Jacoby did have the option to check into a run, but from the people I was talking to that were on the field, it would have been very difficult the way, and I haven't had time. I was driving all night. I haven't had time to go back and look at this.
The alignment that the Bengals were in were going to stop any run
There
play.
was like, the way it was explained to me was the B gap may have been possible, but it really would have been a push. Like, it would have been a lot of. So they stuck with the pass. Here's the biggest problem, actually, that I have with that. They didn't have the right personnel on the field.
Yeah, that's a egregious error.
They didn't have the right personnel on the field.
Explain.
I watched it with my binoculars. As soon as Jacoby came in the game, it was like, okay, little weird for 4th down. So I put the binoculars on the sideline and thought, okay, last week in Houston, they ran the end around with Harrison Bryant when Jacoby came in the game. I don't think they're going to do that again, but let's see if Harrison Bryant's in the game. So they start with the substitution packages. Harrison Bryant is trying to get onto the field, but the Browns are already starting to huddle. So
it would have been a penalty.
It would have been a penalty.
Yeah.
So the coach, I don't know which coach it was on the sideline, was like, all right, well, you got to come back. So they ran this play on 4th and 1 from the 25 without the proper personnel. It's a pass play.
Proper personnel, a key element.
They had Farrell Brown out there instead of Harrison Bryant. Everybody knows Farrell Brown is a blocking tight end.
Sure.
So when Kevin says we had 3 options to throw it to, you really didn't. You really had 2 because no one's going to throw it to Farrell Brown, who, by the way, was covered. Take a time out there. Take the. I had no problem with going for it on 4th and 1. I know some people are screaming, kick the field goal. I had no problem with going for it, but in that instance, when you don't have the right personnel on the field, either call a timeout and get the guys out there you want, or just take the delay and kick the field goal.
Ultimately, Stefanski take 100% of the blame.
Absolutely.
On this. Number one, I have no. You know me, I go for it on 4th and 1 pretty much every time. But however, the first mistake, taking out Watson and bringing in Brissett. That's the first mistake.
Dude, if you want to do it, do it on 3rd down. If you
right,
want to
fine.
run it on go ahead, run it on 3rd down.
Number 2.
Then you at least give yourself an option to come back on 4th down.
Number 2 is you had the wrong guys in there.
Wrong personnel
All
on
right,
the
that's
field.
an egregious mistake.
Huge.
And number 3, the play is a low percentage play. I understand Peoples-Jones could have caught it.
Okay.
But that's a low percentage play in that situation.
Especially when you're bringing in a guy who hasn't played in 2 years.
I have to interject here. All right, so this is what I'm saying. This is why the coach matters. First of all, it's stupid to even bring Brissett in the game, right?
Yeah, we said that.
Right, that's stupid. That's rule number 1. Fault number 1. Number 2 is now I'm gonna throw me a pass in the corner. That's fault number 2, right? Sometimes just take the basic thing. You either put the points on the board or I'm gonna run Chubb here and give me a yard. I'm just asking my best dude, give me a yard. Give me a yard. Yeah. That's all I'm asking for.
He clearly doesn't have faith in this
The running
offensive
game is not going well right now.
There's no faith in that.
They're struggling in the running. What's interesting is Nick Chubb, I assumed, like many other people, that the big part of the reason Nick Chubb was struggling is because the center situation's been really bad. But interestingly, I saw this stat from shout out to Cleve TA, who's like the analytics guru of Cleveland. He had an interesting statistic that the Nick Chubb's yards before first contact is exactly the same. So my assumption was he's getting hit more often in the backfield because the center is not as good, but he's actually not.
That stat would disprove that, though.
Exactly. Yeah. He's not. It's his yards after first contact that is way down.
The Bengals did what Belichick does and what the Browns didn't do. Who's their best player? Nick Chubb. He's not going to beat us. And he didn't.
But they didn't do that with 7, 8 guys in the box. They said our defensive line is going to stop them.
That's exactly
and it did.
And because they had such an advantage, the Browns' offensive line is decimated.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm not even going to bring it up.
I'm sick.
What, the tackles?
No.
Yeah.
I'm sick as hell. I'm sick as hell you've been listening to this. I'm sick as hell about this, man. You know why I'm pissed off? Because I've played on teams all my life, and Brad done played on teams all my life. And people get to a point in life where they believe if you're in a position of power, you either earned it or you qualified. You know how many dumbasses is in power? All over the place. A lot of them. And he showed me who he was in that first drive. That game was over.
Do you know, and you guys know that a game can turn around in one play.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Sure.
Just like that.
The Bengals looked at us like some suckers. Like, what are y'all doing?
You was marching down their throat. You was about to say, this is about to go down today.
Well, when the Browns beat them 2 years ago, 41-14, it was the early turnover.
It swings, right?
Yeah.
So you can screw it up.
Just the simple fact of having to go through them gymnastics to explain what he was thinking about in that moment shows one thing. If you talking about putting your team in the best position in a play, he didn't do that. Because you know what he does? He likes to think this team is about him. He likes to see his nice trim beard and his folder and all that good stuff. But let me tell you something. If I know And I'm not that smart. Last week, you tried to set this up 2 weeks in a row. I got him now. See, I'm going to bring Brissett in and show something this week. Then next week, they're going to be like, oh, Jacoby in here. We don't even know what to do. We confused now. We got him, and we're going to drop back and throw a corner out.
But in that play, you screwed over your number one. The guy you've been grooming to say the number one.
I always used to hate when Sean Payton.
You just screwed him over in the whole process.
I had that same pit feeling in my stomach yesterday.
That one play, as egregious as it was, like other coaches do things like that.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Nobody.
Come on.
Sean Payton pulled a Hall of Fame
Sean Payton used to pull Drew Brees all the time.
Super pause. Super duper
That's
ooper
why he's
pause.
sitting in the booth today.
It's a $1 super pause, by the way.
Patrick Mahomes, not coming off the field. Justin Herbert, not coming off the field. Joe Burrow, not coming off the field. Lamar Jackson, not coming off the field. Kyler Murray, not coming off the field. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, all the above letter D. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Drew Brees has come off.
Drew Brees is out of the league. They used to run a shotgun wing tee back in the day, too.
That wasn't that long ago. What are you talking about?
2 years ago.
I'm talking today. And today's.
Well, it hasn't changed in 2 years.
G, hold on. You're right to a lot of what you just said, but the Chiefs do run that wildcat formation with Kelsey at quarterback in the red zone.
Yeah, they do.
Quite frequently when they put
Let
Mahomes
me
on
ask
that.
you
That's
a
true,
question.
they do.
4th and 1. Is they bringing in a quarterback to throw a corner out? Yes or no?
Well, Kelsey threw a pass on.
I said quarterback. I said back up quarterback.
Gee, they all do these things once in a while.
Kevin Stefanski every week got something once in a while he be doing to mess up. Oh, once in a while they hit the punter.
Only problem with once in a while here was we playing for all the marbles. One bad
I
thing.
wanted to
This
ask Jason
is all
a
the
question.
marbles. We lose this game, we out the
You
mix,
guys are
right?
only watching the Browns every week. It's
No,
like-
that's
every
not
other
true.
team every
Boo,
week.
that's not true. I watch more football than anybody up here. I got all 22 and I done broke it down.
Gee,
Let's
you
not
know
act
that
like
other
that.
teams. But you know that other teams do these things.
Yes,
what are you talking about?
But I'm not about to sit up here
Yeah.
and I watched Jacoby Brissett throw corner routes for 11 weeks. And it got us 3 wins.
I don't disagree with you.
Put Deshaun Watson in and make the play.
I agree, but you were just last week saying Brissett gives him a better chance to win.
Bro, but you know why? Because he gets more reps. So you keep giving him more reps.
I wanted to ask Jason something that was very curious to me. Yesterday, before the half, the Browns were in position to try what would have been a 68-yard field goal. And they took a shot at Cade York, and he's like, come on. I don't think I've ever seen a rookie kicker so vocal in his politicking to kick a field goal. And when they sent the Hail Mary team out there, he was like, you rarely see that. I wanted to ask you what he was hitting before the game because he seemed like he was going to make it.
I wish I could tell you I didn't
No
see
way I'm
it.
putting it
Okay,
out.
I know normally you
didn't
watch
see it.
that
I
stuff.
do usually watch it, and yesterday I didn't.
Look.
But I like that out of
I love it, too.
I want that out
I
of a
want
kicker.
it too, but here's the other
He got
thing.
enough
You
problems.
drafted a kicker with a big leg.
Yeah, I know.
It's a 68-yard
I don't
field
care.
goal.
He's
He's not
hit
going to make
70
that.
yarder. He's
We're
hit 70
tripping.
yarders
No,
consistent.
I'm conflicted on this. I'm really
tripping.
because
Yeah.
in the moment I said the same thing. I'm like, well, what gives you better odds right now?
thought
And
a Hail
that's what
Mary
I
did.
asked.
A
That's
Hail
exactly
Mary
what I asked.
or a 67? What gives you better
I
odds?
thought a Hail Mary had a better chance.
I would
No,
say
I'll tell you why it didn't. If you ran that Hail Mary 10 times, how many are they going to complete?
Maybe one.
Maybe.
Maybe
It's.
one.
I mean, let's face it. When that works, we all go nuts. It's like an onside kick.
We're not playing the
I don't think he's making that kick more than one time either. Maybe not even one.
If he kicks that kick 10 times, I will promise you he's making one. I'm told. Don't know. I'm told he consistently can hit from 70 yards.
yeah. I would say
Consistently.
That's
maybe
irrelevant in
2 or
practice.
3.
No, it's not.
But no, here's
It's
the problem.
practice.
Here's the problem.
If you can't make it that far, then you don't try it. But if your leg is that big, try it.
But here's the issue. I think out of 10, 1 out of 10 on a Hail Mary, probably 2 or 3 out of 10 in
Okay,
a
you
game
think
situation.
2 or 3 out of 10.
I do
Yeah.
too. Bull,
No
I do
chance.
too.
67?
It's only been one kick that long. It's outdoors in cold weather.
Because they only get one chance. If you give him 10 chances in a row, he's going to make 2 or 3 of them.
And that's what I
But
agree
here's
with
the
you.
issue.
I agree with you.
Cade has had too many problems this year
Yeah,
with
with
his
the long
trajectory.
kicks, yeah.
With long kicks, they're low.
And you would have to punch this one.
But the worst thing you could have in this instance is a low kick, a block, and
I
they're going
understand
the other
that.
way.
I understand
and
that.
for that reason, in the moment, I agreed with you. But then after I thought about it some more, I guess I was more on the Hail
I
Mary
mean, Watson
side.
threw it in the end zone. It could have been. There were three guys there.
If he hasn't had that many kicks blocked as he has with the trajectory issues that he's had, I would say go for it.
You might consider it.
But the fact
I
that
still
he's
want
had
to try
as many
it.
issues,
You drafted this kicker with this
and
bomb of
you
a
know
leg.
what? If it's blocked and it's going the other way, we are destroying them. What are you thinking?
You know what?
Trying a
Absolutely.
67-yard
Here's what I
kick?
would say. You have to, at some point, it comes down to execution. I am sure that this the field goal team practices that. Tackling after a ball has been blocked.
Sure.
Or what if the other
They
the
also
other risk
practice
would have
not
been-
running into the
Has
punter.
there-
Well, the other risk would have been that
What's
the
the
Bengals
longest
would
field
have
goal in the history of the NFL?
66 yards.
So you think this guy outdoors is going to make the longest kick in the history of the NFL?
I have a feeling that before he's done, he will have the record.
It's not is he going to make it or not. It's
I
what
doubt
are
it.
the better odds?
here's
And
what-
how often Hail Marys
Justin
work?
Tucker's the best kicker ever. He's
Here-
never
but how
kicked one
often
that
Hail
long.
Marys work?
Here's what I take from all of it. How many times have you seen a kicker be demonstrative to a head coach?
That's what was selling me.
His ass been
That
cut
means
the
you.
next
That
day.
means you second guessing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Here's all I
Second
know.
guessing the coach.
We've seen tons of Hail Mary score touchdowns. We've never seen a
Let me
68-yard
remove
field
you
goal.
from the scene here.
Yeah, like there's
Right, you guys are
there
out of
is
your
no way that he should be on screen. Being
There's no way.
because what he's doing, and it's the locker room thing.
Don't show me up out here.
Now that's the last time we'll see that.
But it's the
I'm
la-
sure Prefer will tell him.
Like
no.
you doing you.
That's not what we
So
do.
that means they've been talking about it.
Yeah.
That means that type
Yeah.
of that false
This
in the
this-
locker room.
This
It's
is
that
uprising.
uprising.
The locker room.
And the kicker says, "I'm second
kicker.
guessing your judgment
Jay,
on what we
Jay,
should be
It was
doing."
a bad look on-
Jay, the kicker.
Right.
The
No,
kicker.
that's why I asked. So we know that protocol is
Like the 12th
the
man.
kicker comes out before the game
Right.
and he kicks to see his range in both directions.
Yeah.
Then the head coach comes up to the kicker and says, "How you feeling, big
That's
guy?
like-
What do you
that's
got?"
like- that's like
and
Evan
then
Mobley brother
typically the
giving
kicker will say,
JB some
"Brad."
headache.
Typically the kicker will say to the coach, "I got 65 going this way. I've got 70 going that way."
Nobody's
Okay.
ever kicked a 70-yard field goal ever.
No, in
Justin
college,
Tucker's the
guys
best
have made
kicker
70-yard
ever.
field goals before.
Justin
Guys-
Tucker's the best kicker ever by miles, and it's not
Guys,
close.
so
and he's
Bull,
never kicked a
Bull.
70-yard.
So Jay,
It's never happened in a game. I will tell you
That's
right
all that
now,
matters is in a game. Who
Cade
cares
York-
about practice?
if you can't make a kick that far, you can't make a kick that far. If your leg is strong enough to kick the ball that far, you have a
Is
chance
Justin
to make
Tucker's
it.
leg long
Yes,
enough?
yes.
So why has he never tried it?
I don't know.
Or maybe he has and he hasn't made it. I
I
don't know.
don't know
The
that.
one a couple weeks ago. How far was that? that he missed?
66 is the record.
Okay.
No,
You're
the-
not going. This is outdoors
What
in
was,
cold weather. You want to
He
kick a
just
68-yarder?
tried one like 2 weeks ago and missed. How far was that? Like 68, wasn't it?
I think it was pretty big.
Tucker.
It was blocked.
No,
No,
Tucker,
it wasn't.
the game winner that the attempted
Tucker.
game winner
You're saying-
that he missed was 67, and he was about 5 yards short.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
best
And that was
kicker
outside
ever.
of Jacksonville.
Now,
He's never making that field goal ever.
I hope he does, just so we can show you that it's possible. Bull, he's
Not
hit that-
outdoors. Indoors, maybe.
When he practices out,
It's practice, Jay.
so
That's
you
a big
can't-
difference.
You can't do in a game what you've done in practice.
It's
ever?
a big difference. There's more pressure. There's a crowd. There's
Sure,
It's a
exactly.
huge
There's a rush.
difference. There's
There's
a
a
rush.
rush, yeah, I think
you think you
Jason-
can make the
Jason,
distance.
Can I
Please
be the
help
voice
me
of
on
reason
this.
real quick?
'Cause
Can I
you're
try
We
to
logical.
be the
can't
voice of
help
reason?
you because
No,
you're out of your
logical.
mind.
again.
It's never been done.
I can't
It's
wait
never.
until he does it.
Never
No,
been
listen,
done.
until he
Again,
does it.
had
gonna
Cade
be
not
so
had
great.
the issues this year with his launch angle,
Okay.
had he not
let's
had
talk
those
facts.
issues,
Let's talk facts.
try it.
How
Why
many?
not try
how
it?
many Hail Marys of roughly 50 yards have you think have been made in NFL history?
Thousands.
How many
I'll play
60
into
yard?
your hand.
How many 68-yard field goals have
Zero.
been made?
How many have been
Zero.
How many have been attempted?
Zero.
How many
I
have
don't
been
know
attempted?
because they're
Probably-
impossible
They're
or
not
nearly
impossible.
impossible.
It'll happen one day.
Well, Sebastian
It's going to
Janikowski
happen.
Of course,
did
it
attempt
might
76
happen one
yards
day.
at one
We've
time.
fallen
fallen into
indoors.
that.
What do you
We've
have,
fallen
Mikey?
into
What do you
that
have,
rabbit
Mikey?
hole with
What do you have,
Bull.
Mikey?
You know what I'm talking about.
What do you have,
Where
Mikey?
there's a
I
brick
got to
wall
make
on
2
all
points
four
on this real
sides.
quick.
Well, but you're
Go ahead.
wrong.
Go ahead.
Objectively,
Mikey
100%
has
wrong.
something to say. Mikey has
Just
something to say.
throwing it out there, Sebastian Janikowski is the longest field goal ever attempted, 76 yards.
Wasn't close.
Well,
It
you
wasn't
know
even
what, though?
close.
That was.
I
Remember
know.
that when he tried to
I'm just,
70
Wasn't
saying
even
that
close.
that's out there. The other thing I want to bring up on this,
Tony Franklin made
actually
a
thought-
70-yarder in college. Just
What'd you
FYI.
say, Mike?
I actually thought the Hail Mary that was incomplete was one of the most impressive plays Watson
It was a
made
great
all
play.
day.
He almost got
He's-
it. You guys are out of your
He
freaking mind.
scrambled,
Almost
like
made it.
just
Almost
in
made
the
it.
totality of what he did. He scrambled, avoided like 3 guys sacking him, leaning back, chucked it 60 yards in there. I thought it was actually it didn't
How many
work.
points did they get out of that?
I'm just saying it was
Okay,
impressive.
no,
I thought the
let me-
play
let me say
itself
this.
was actually impressive.
With yesterday's loss, we can try anything for the next couple weeks,
4
right?
weeks.
We can try and see what we can do.
And that's
90
so
yards.
one of the things that I wanted to talk about.
Let me finish
one of the things I want to talk about was that.
Let me finish this. This is where I'm going with
Did
this.
you find it,
right?
Bull?
Right. This is where
The
I'm going
longest
with
in
this.
college, 69 yards.
Okay.
It's probably fishing,
At
too.
this point here,
By who?
By Abilene Christian's Ove Johannesson
I
in
don't even know how
I'm guessing there's some
1797.
nonsense
talking
about
This
this.
is nonsensical.
No,
Here-
it was a legit kick.
Here's the
You
story.
can find video of it if you look.
What you got,
I'm
man?
looking for progression in this team. Now, I'm going to go back to K. York making a stance and doing the theatrics. That has to be dealt with, right?
It will
Because
be.
That's like Evan Mobley giving theatrics to JB.
Yeah,
right?
that will
That's
be-
what
that
that's
will be
like.
dealt with.
That's what that's like.
Prefer will tell him, we don't do
We're
that
not
ever
doing
again.
that here.
Yeah.
Again, because you're undermining me here.
It was a bad
Right.
look.
It's undermining me.
Yeah.
But again, to G's point, that thought probably is permeating through the locker room right now. He's only acting out what he's seeing.
You're right. Yeah. Well, in his mind, he knows he can make that kick. Now, would have he made it? We don't know. But never in the history of the Cleveland Browns did they ever made a 62-yard field goal until the first game of this year.
As a player, you know the number one rule is don't you ever show up
Right.
the sideline.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Don't you
You're
ever.
absolutely right. And when I saw it, I said, that's going to be a problem.
That's got to be dealt with.
Absolutely.
Hey,
You cannot do that.
Hey, did you see the way Peyton Manning dealt with Vanderjagt back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
You see how he dealt with
He
him?
called him a liquored-up kicker.
He told you on the side. You saw how he dealt with Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
You snapped the damn ball.
Yep.
Don't you listen? You just worry about doing what you see.
Well, now
Nah.
let's take it to the other end. So Tom Brady,
Yeah.
Monday night, when his team was down 16-3 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go,
Yeah.
is looking at the sidelines and Bulls decides we're going to punt. And you know what Tom Brady did?
Went crazy.
Walked straight off the field. He didn't do anything. He'll go crazy on his teammates.
Yes.
He walked and sat down. Now, I was watching
I
him
saw it.
very carefully because I said, he's going to erupt when he gets to the bench.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And after the game, he was asked about that decision.
So I
When
disagree.
Bulls decided to punt, it looked, everybody in the house thought the game was over. And Brady said, he made exactly the right call. So you can't show up your head coach. You can't show up your position coach, especially if you're a kicker, and especially if you're a rookie, and especially if you've been having a problem.
I like the fire.
I did too.
It came out wrong. I agree.
Yeah.
But I like the fire and the confidence. It's part of the reason I like the kid.
Yeah.
Is because I think he's going to be okay. The kickers aren't normally have a swag about him,
No,
but
they
he
don't.
does.
He carries it, and
Yeah.
he owns it too. By the way, he says, "Yeah, I do have swag.
Yeah.
I should.
So
I'm a good kicker."
He did it wrong,
Makes some
but
kicks.
the fact that he thinks he can make that, I love it.
Yeah, and I think the reason he thinks he can make it, he knows his range better than all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how many 70-yard attempts he takes in practice every week.
Let me just,
He knows how many 70-yard attempts he takes.
I'm going to end this by saying this: when you cut up like that, when you cut up like that on your coach, it's because you have no fear of what's coming your way.
Well, he's a rookie.
No,
He's a
No,
rookie.
let me
Yeah,
tell you.
but he's gonna have that defensive coverage.
Wait.
No, let me
He
tell you
wouldn't
what.
have.
Let
He
me
wouldn't have.
tell you what rookies do. Rookies emulate what they see. That's what they do.
By the way, I
That's what
got
they
zero
do.
problem with him saying let's go. Zero problem with that. If I'm the coach, I want my guy to be enthusiastic.
Yeah.
That's what the other kickers in
You
this division are.
undermining the regime.
Yeah, but you can't have it.
can't have it.
I got no problem with him
You
doing
undermining
that.
the regime.
The two best kickers in football are in this division. He's looking up to them. He wants to keep up with them. By the way, all time, there's been 24 field goal attempts of 66 or more yards.
Yeah.
And they're combined 1 for 24 in those attempts.
So you're telling me there's a chance. Give
and
me the
you want
Kool-Aid.
this slapdick to be the one who does it.
Yes, I'm telling you, Bull, as sure as I'm sitting here, he's going to.
He's the fourth best kicker in the
Bull,
division, and you want him to do
I'm
it.
telling you, as sure as I'm sitting here,
Yeah.
I'm telling you now,
That he's going to make a 68-yard
he
field
is
goal.
going to own the NFL record for the longest field goal in the NFL. I'm telling you.
If it does happen, which I don't think it will, but if it does,
Yeah.
it's going to happen indoors.
You'll
Not-
wear
not-
Baker Mayfield's jersey on the air. Oh, no, never mind.
I'm going to wear it
You'll
this
wear King
week.
George jersey on the air.
I'm wearing a Baker Mayfield jersey this week. I'm bringing it in this week.
Are you going to do it? And
Yeah,
you'll wear a
Friday,
King George
probably.
jersey when he breaks the NFL record for the longest field goal.
I'm not making any more bets. I'm saying the fact that something has happened once out of 24 times is not a good
Let me
odds.
ask you this.
Yeah.
How many in his total in practice do you think he's made?
I don't care. Practice is practice. It's meaningless.
Can't do it in practice.
Okay.
Can't do it in
1 divided by
I just
24 is a 0.04
It's
chance.
4%
Now
chance.
do Hail Marys.
No.
Because Hail Marys
No.
is probably less than 0.041.
I bet they're not.
No, it's actually not 0.04. It's a 4 point something percent chance. It's not
No, because the one guy that made it was
1 in 24 would
yeah,
be a 4%.
and the guy that made it is Justin Tucker, the greatest kicker that's ever lived.
Yes, he is. And I'm telling
that was
you,
66.
I'm just
This was
telling you that
longer.
I think if you ask the Browns in a private moment, not even situationally, does he have the ability to make a 70-yard field goal in a game? I think Prefer will tell you, yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to do it.
I mean,
Here's the thing, though. We know Prefer is a moron, so why would we listen to him
wait a
anyway?
minute. How far? I can't believe
know
we're spending
that.
this long.
We're
We've
talking about
wasted way too
kickers.
much time.
But
on this.
real quick,
Bad job.
the Carolina kick, how far was that?
62
58.
yards.
It was 58 yards.
58.
Oh, 58?
58.
It's a huge
It's the
difference with
Browns'
much
record,
better weather, too.
Right?
Browns record 58.
58, and he hit the net from 58.
It's irrelevant, Jason.
No, it's
it's
not.
not.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Bull.
it is, because
No,
the
it's not.
longer you move back, the lower your trajectory has to be.
Yes,
not- it's
and
not
that's why I
irrelevant.
just
That's why
said
when
I
they-
wouldn't do it.
When they put up these stats saying that would have been good for 66, that doesn't make any sense because the trajectory would have been different.
You say it would have, but the bottom line is
You don't know until you do it.
you don't know until you try it. And you drafted this big leg kicker for a reason.
Not to kick 68-yard field goals.
Maybe.
At one point in time, nobody dunked from the free throw line. Now bums do it.
Yeah, they do. With a twist.
All right.